Welcome, travelers, to my realm of nightmares. Allow me to be your personal assistant. Come in, take a seat, get comfortable. For when you step into my realm, there's no stepping out.
Hello, travelers. PA Nightmares here. I've noticed that over 30% of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel. So, if you're a new or a returning viewer and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you like what I do, liking the video and commenting as well, as it really helps push this video into the algorithm and it really does help the channel grow. Well, I've taken enough of your time. On to the main event. Brian spoke, as I caught myself off guard thinking about Liam. He lay on the grass, holding an air rifle I had gotten a couple months ago for my 19th birthday. Aiming down the sights at two magpies pecking at the soil for food, he spoke to himself.
One for sorrow, two for joy.
He said, swaying the rifle between the two birds.
One for sorrow, two for...
He hesitated for a moment.
Joy.
He finished as he pulled the trigger. In a second, the magpie was on its side, one wing flapping wildly, while the other never moved at all. The other bird, startled, flew away to safety. The poor thing struggled and tried to run or fly away, but it was too late. The damage was done.
Oh, fucking boom, man. Did you see that shot?
Brian said as he pumped his fist in the air. He was a bit too excited. I looked on and ever so slightly nodded. I was not anywhere near as excited to see a bird struggle for its life as he was. This wasn't exactly what I had in mind for the air rifle. Brian began running over to the dying animal.
Come on, Danny. Let's go see.
He barked as he lit up a cigarette. I took my time following over. He picked the bird up and snapped its neck. I recoiled in shock. Brian, for fuck's sake, man.
Putting it out of its misery.
He snapped back. Still, it's horrible. You're banned from using the gun from now on, I said, picking it up off the ground.
Right, okay. Whatever.
He laughed.
What are we gonna do today anyway? We should get some cans and go to the pond.
We sometimes got some cans of beer and sat by a pond situated within a community park. Not many people went down that way, but there were a few benches and it was a nice spot to get drunk and hang out. Sure, we could go to pubs and drink like normal people do, but we like to calm and we're a little more withdrawn than most people. Whatever, I'm not bothered. Nothing else to do anyway, I replied, looking in the distance. I could see someone walking towards us, but could not quite make them out. It was a large field with any number of directions to walk, but they were coming straight at us. Who's that? I asked Brian, squinting my eyes in the sunlight. Brian turned, with the dead magpie still in hand.
No idea. It looks like it could be Sean.
He shrugged, sounding like he didn't care. Okay. So why the fuck is he walking all the way over to us? I asked, already suspecting the answer.
'Cause I told him we would be here with the air rifle. Calm down, Danny. Sean's alright.
Brian began walking towards him. Seconds later, I heard Sean's annoying as fuck voice. Sean and I never really got along. He owed me 30 euros for about 3 years for a start. He's just annoying, smarmy, always acts like he knows everything, and lies about everything to one-up anything you've done. We used to say, if you've been to Tenerife, he's been to 11th. Brian loved him though, probably because they drank a lot together. And while I did drink now and then, it wasn't never as much as those two. They also smoked weed occasionally, whereas I never smoked.
Brian, how are you, brother?
Sean said, holding his arms out for a hug.
I'm brilliant, Sean.
Brian replied as he reciprocated. I rolled my eyes at the over-exaggerated greeting.
Danny,
Sean came over to meet me.
Still a mummy's boy?
He laughed and acted smug, patting my face with his hand, thinking he was hilarious. Good one, I said, looking at the air rifle, imagining myself just firing it into his face. In the past 5 years, Brian had become a bit of a wild card. He started drinking not long after Liam went missing. I mean, I had some rough times too, but I dealt with it in different ways. Brian seemed to go off the rails a bit. He fell in with a crowd of guys we were in school with, but never really knew at the time. Ashwin, an Indian kid whose mom died when he was young, whose dad was extremely strict and also an alcoholic. Dennis, who had been caught dealing drugs at school and spent time in a young offenders institute. Then there was Sean. His dad was abusive to him, his mom, and his brothers, before his oldest brother snapped and gave him brain damage by hitting him with a car. The 3 most fucked up kids in school somehow found each other and became best friends. Make of that what you will. I'm sure there's a psychological experiment in there somewhere. To be fair, Ash and Dennis, they were actually really nice guys once you got to know them, but Sean was always just a total dick. I honestly thought if Liam was here, he would have probably done something about Sean, put him in his place somehow. I genuinely miss Liam. He could be an asshole sometimes, but he always kept us grounded and stuck up for us. We'd probably never have even known these guys if he was here. Sean and Brian were chatting just ahead of me in hushed voices. Brian seemed to get agitated before he stormed away from Sean. He walked right past me. He was clearly pissed off about something. "What have you said to Sean? Why is he storming off?" I asked, demanding an answer immediately. Sean took a step towards me with a wild expression on his face. On pure instinct, I raised the air rifle and took aim at his face. "Stay back, man. I fucking swear I'll shoot you," I said in a commanding tone. Sean laughed.
Danny, get a grip. I'm not gonna do anything. I come in peace.
He said sarcastically as he took another step towards me. "Then why did Brian storm off? Why are you coming for me like a weirdo?" I took a step back, still aiming the rifle.
I'm not coming for you. I'm just coming over to you. Put the fucking rifle down. You look stupid.
He said. I did feel a bit stupid, to be honest. Sean continued.
I was just telling Brian that I went down to the old bell tower earlier.
A few hairs pricked on my arms. "And?" I said as I lowered the gun, my voice weak.
And, Danny boy,
He stated with a smile.
I saw someone looking out from the top. And I can say with about 90% certainty, it was that older boy you used to hang around with. The one that went missing, William, or whatever.
"It's Liam, dickhead," I snapped back, jolting the rifle in his direction. "And no, you didn't. People already checked the bell tower when the search parties were out. If you know what's good for you, you'll stay away from there." Images of our time in the tower flashed in my mind, things I spent years trying to forget.
Heh, whatever. It's just a shitty old building.
He declared as he partially turned around.
Anyway, I saw what I saw. He might be hiding out there or something, but if you're all too scared of a stupid ghost story to get your friend back, then, that's your problem.
He turned back to me and threw his arms up.
Ooh, don't shoot the messenger,
He said with a high-pitched, unreal sarcasm in his voice and a shit-eating smirk on his face. Sean began walking back the way he came. The urge to shoot him in the back of the head was unbearable. It couldn't be him. It couldn't have been Liam. The whole way home, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I didn't think Sean knew about our night in the bell tower, unless Brian told him, but we agreed to never tell anyone. So him saying that really struck a nerve. It didn't make sense. Brian must have said something. After that night, Liam disappeared from his house not long after we left. The last I seen him was when he left the garage to go to bed. His dad seen him acting strange in the garden, walking in circles and mumbling incoherently before he suddenly sprinted away. Liam's dad gave chase, but he couldn't keep up with his younger, fitter son. After that, he was never seen again. He wasn't caught on any CCTV. No other witnesses came forward with sightings. It seemed that he had simply just vanished off the face of the earth. His parents were of course devastated. We searched for months. As a matter of fact, we have never truly stopped searching. After the search parties and police efforts were eventually canceled, right up till recently. Myself and Brian would often sneak out at night and look for him through the woods, the outskirts of town, or the abandoned houses, sometimes even going to the bell tower and calling his name from the outside of the fence, but nothing ever came of it. We were too scared to go back inside. Liam's dad and 2 uncles had already searched the bell tower, top to bottom, one morning not long after he went missing. Not because of anything we had said, just because it was a place near town where somebody could hide. They said there was nothing inside worth mentioning. As the years passed, the world turned, and new things piqued public's interest. Other stories came and went, and Liam's disappearance faded into the background of people's minds. But we never forgot. We never will forget. As long as we live, and we will never stop looking for him. Sean saying that today hit me hard. I couldn't decide if he was just being a prick, or if he was sincere. If Brian had told him about the bell tower, then maybe he's just trying and failing miserably to be funny. But on the other hand, if Brian hadn't told him, then what could possibly make him say that? The thought gives me chills. Too many questions in my head. I started feeling sick again, thinking about everything. I just wanted to get home and lay down. When I eventually got home, I went straight to my room. I put on some Pink Floyd and lay on my bed. It was only mid-afternoon, but my brain was tired, playing over everything in my head, sorting my thoughts out. It was mentally draining. It wasn't too long before I drifted off to sleep. I had a dream of the bell tower. That clown thing was dancing in the window, laughing frantically, as his arms stretched out to about 40 feet long, grabbed me and Brian, and pulled us back inside. Liam was behind it, pulling the strings and dancing too. I woke up sweating and breathing heavy. I wasn't sure if I was definitely awake or not. It was a nightmare. The moonlight shone in through my window and glistened off my damp skin. I didn't even know what time it was. I searched for my mobile phone. It wasn't on my bed. Was it on my floor? Was it on my bedside table? Where the fuck is it? I questioned myself. What time is it? Then I knew. Suddenly I knew the time. In the distance, clear as day, the old bells tolled midnight once again. My phone lit up from the other side of the room. Brian was calling me. Tonight's story was Season 2, Part 1 of the Scotland Bell Tower Witch series, written by Reggaejunkiegee, featuring Vith22 and As the Raven Dreams. If you enjoyed this, please check out Reggaejunkiegee, As the Raven Dreams, and Vith22. They are all amazing in their crafts. And hey, why don't you let them know PA sent you as well? Hey, did you know I have merch? Well, I do. Crazy, right? And if you like to walk around representing my realm and gaining new travelers, the links to my merch store as well as all my other social medias will be in the description below. As always, I'd like to say a special thank you to all my lovely Patreons. 242 Reads, Rando Calrissian, Seraphine the Midnight Bard, Creepy Clown Girl, Mina, Hair Raising Narratives, Spooky Boo Scary Story Time, Lycan Trucker, and Pimp Demon. If you'd like to join these lovely travelers but light them on fire, you can do so by becoming a Patreon as well. Please remember, support is always appreciated, but it's never expected. Please don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, and ding that bell if you're new for all future content, as it really helps this channel grow and pushes my videos out into the algorithm.
But as always, travelers, once you step into my realm, there's no stepping out.